Hello, welcome to our podcast where we have 3 hosts, 3 topics, and 7 minutes each because any longer, and I'm leaving the DMV. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Today we have with us our beautiful coworker, Jenn Holub. That's her.
Now she's all bashful.
I know. She was talking before.
I was not prepared for this.
Wait, this is a talking format?
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Jen. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And you have no idea what we're doing, right?
The only ones that should be scared of that fact is you, not necessarily me. I've already embarrassed my parents thoroughly, so there's nothing I could really do.
Jen is a very outspoken, opinionated person, and I think she's really going to share those opinions today.
And Joe hates that in a woman.
Wow. All right.
I hope the audience knows we're all having a good time and joking around.
All right. Well, so for our first topic, mine is why is the word moist so universally hated? Start that clock. Jen?
I feel this is unfair. I love the word moist.
Oh, perfect.
It does not bother me in any way, shape, or form. Moist is a good word. I mean, what's the other way we really do you just want to go straight into wet as a descriptive? Like that's some wet bread? Absolutely not. I like moist cake, not soggy cake.
I did read something and it says people do not show. Oh, hold on.
She didn't read anything.
I don't know how to read.
She can't read.
But basically it reminds people of sex and vaginas, and they don't like that.
I love both of those things. So that is why I like the word moist.
I personally don't care about the word moist either, to be honest. However, we all know the word I hate in here.
Can I say it?
I need to say it.
Oh.
I interrupted her. The word is cul-de-sac because
She said it.
it's just the worst word in the world. And I remember my mom, like 10, 15 plus years ago, was like, it's actually French and it's pronounced like cul-de-sac, and that made it 10 times fucking worse.
I think your mom was lying to you. That's not the pronunciation.
Okay, but also you have a reason though. It's because you hate the last part of
I
the
do
word.
hate. It's not colda. It's I think just sac is just. I remind of like liquid in some like very like visceral thin layer or something, and it's just.
See, I think now I'm thinking moist is rooted in sexism. And sack for you is rooted in sexism.
Or balls.
Because she thinks of balls.
She thinks of a man's
It is a French word though.
sack.
Cul-de-sac.
Hey, listen, good for the French. They've done a lot of
they
great
ruined
stuff
that
with
for me.
language.
Not win
We
a
have-
war, am I right?
Excuse me? How dare you speak ill of Napoleon? Short King.
Short King Spring?
No, we're summer, baby. He's out.
Oh, he's out. Sorry.
Joe, what do you think about the word?
Moist. Hold on.
some
Let me,
ASMR.
let me get that clear. Moist. I think I agree with Jen. It has a place. I don't think everything should be described as moist. You know, cake is a great example of something that what is a better word than moist to describe a wet like cake.
Okay, so what shouldn't be used in moist?
Well, if you say this vagina,
Moist is applicable.
yeah, I don't want to say that. I would say this thing is sopping. Is I guess what I would say.
All right, close the podcast. Close it. We're done.
I'm just making
Turn the cameras
jokes,
off.
but I don't know what you would say.
I don't know how I feel right now.
Lubricated.
I don't know if sopping has ever been used in conjunction. I haven't seen that video.
I just imagine Joe being like, "Oh, girl, your vagina's sopping."
Yeah. I don't like that either. Maybe I just don't want to describe a vagina.
Gotta go.
I love for the listeners, Abra walked away, but you wouldn't know that. You would just think she's sitting here.
My mouth has been agape for the last minute after you said that.
I don't like a gape. That's a word on my list.
gape.
You like, how do you, what, you describe your mouth? Anything else?
As a gape. Or it's anything that's...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now my mouth's friggin' a gape.
Honestly, now I don't like that word either. I don't like it because that's only for things that are open, like a hole.
Things that are open, like open wide.
All we've done is identify words we don't want used with vagina.
A gaping.
I don't know about cul-de-sac for vaginas, but I mean...
Sack.
Oh.
I have one, though. I have one. And
word?
I hate to say it might be a little misogynistic, internalized for me. The P-U-S-S-Y word. I do not like that word.
Like pussycat?
Well,
I believe the French call it
minus the cat.
poussé.
Sorry, go ahead, Jen.
I said, believe the French call it poussé.
your mom's like,
Every word. Think of the French.
I try not to. But I don't.
Like
Nicki Minaj, sorry, baby. I don't like that word.
Like using a sexual context or in general?
Definitely like this, like when you're going to say this vagina is moist, if you replaced the V word with the P word.
Oh.
So what about this pussy is a gape?
I don't
So
like
you don't like that. Okay. We got her on a gape.
I like the word agape. I like it in my vocabulary.
So is it a problem of you saying the word, or can you text the word? Like, what do your sexts look
I
like at their
don't-
most devious?
She's like, my clitoris
My
is throbbing. And
I'm like,
vagina
my
is a
whole,
gape.
yeah. No, I guess if I'm getting frisky, then I'm like, fine. But like outside of that, I don't like saying it. I don't like hearing it.
I say kitty. Pussy
But I
does sound
like
scary in a text.
cats.
You want this little
It's so aggressive.
Exactly. There's no way to not sound aggressive saying that.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you want to? I can't do it.
That's why I think when I think of that, I think like Nicki Minaj. She's always like, "Oh wait, I think it's time to put this on your sideburns." I'm like, "On your sideburns? What do you mean?"
Joe probably
She's
enjoying
always
this.
saying that? Why is she always
She's
saying
always saying that word aggressively.
that?
I
And
feel.
men that she meets always have sideburns?
do
This is
you
fascinating. I love that this podcast is
open up
educational.
your? Yeah, you need to listen to more music, Joe.
I don't listen to that filth.
We're adding Nicki Minaj to this clip. Cancel Joe Barlow.
I have no opinion on that. But I do think now that we're saying all of our words, it's making me think that it's any word that could be taken maybe like sexually.
I think
I
so
think it
too.
because you're like, I'm just talking about cake here, and now it's like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
moist says, "Oh, you know what other word people don't? I don't care about it. Panties.
Mm,
Oh, that's true.
People are panty haters.
yeah.
People don't like. I had to say panties, Victoria's Secret, or we get like written up. You couldn't say underwear.
Oh.
You couldn't say. You had to say panties.
Oh,
You're like,
that's
"You've seen
interesting.
These 5 for 25 panties. Yeah, it was very good.
5 for 5.
That's a good deal.
I don't know, but that seems like a great deal. You go to Arby's, or you could go to
I'm thinking of Wendy's.
4 for Wendy's. That's it. Yeah.
He's
Okay,
learned all the wrong things.
So we have 30 seconds. Jen, final words on the word moist and why people hate it.
The word moist will leave your mouth agape only if standing in a cul-de-sac. But hey, no words have really hurt us here, have they?
I have a tummy ache. I gotta go.
My tummy hurts.
I'd like to apologize for saying sopping vagina.
There we go.
Okay.
I appreciate you ending
As
on
you
that
should.
note.
Yeah, I just had to get that in.
All right, more to come after this short commercial break.
Once we mop up.
7 Minutes in Hell is proudly brought to you by our sponsor, TheCHIVE.
Feeling bland, boring, and uninspired?
Want an easy way to lift your spirits and make life worth living?
TheCHIVE has the perfect thing to soothe what ails you.
Chive teas. Chive teas are like a hug from an old friend on a crisp autumn eve.
Or a tall iced tea on a hot summer's day?
Wear a chive tea out and about and get ready for the compliments. So many compliments. You'll feel like Paul Rudd at any late night interview. Loved.
So don't settle for bland and boring when you can be bold and beautiful.
Shop the store at thechivery.com and shine on, you crazy diamond. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that break where you could process everything that we just said. Sopping, for the record. But on to the next one that's much less gross. And I think we'll also have some good opinions on it. I want to know, what fashion trends do you guys think should be brought back? And what fashion trends that have been brought back do you think should never see the light of day again? Start that clock. Jen?
Pro, fanny packs. Con, low-rise jeans, you psychopaths.
Okay.
She said it.
I agree with that. But on the fence of that, I have the world's smallest torso. So I need kind of mid low-rise jeans only because if I did not realize how small my torso was, I wear high-waisted and then I have this much room, like an inch to my boobs. So I look like Winnie the Pooh. So
And that's bad.
it's not good. It's not a look.
Again, I don't know fashion.
Yeah, so I mean, again, I get that though. Low rise, it was in the early 2000s. You had to be like a bean because then like you can't have any slight pooch there or it's noticeable.
Yeah.
My mind immediately goes to like Terry during like the American Pie generation, and then Mean Girls. Lindsay Lohan rocked those low rises the entire movie, and the entire time it gave me anxiety. I'm not even in this.
You start like seeing like the V, and you're like, oh my god.
But on men though, I like seeing that V on men. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You like low-rise men's jeans.
No, I just meant the V on men. But I will.
I'm just trying to keep up.
Joe comes to mouth with low-rise jeans.
Clears out his
He's like,
Amazon
"Offer's
cart.
solid." I personally don't really enjoy the Croc trend right now. To be honest, I genuinely think if you're wearing Crocs, you should be either a nurse or a baby, and that's it. Or gardening, I guess. But like people that are like using those fast fashion, I'm like, what happened? Crocs really took off. Like someone must have sold their soul to the devil for that because Crocs are not an attractive shoe.
Did you ever see that clip about the movie Idiocracy about how they decided on the shoe for the movie? Like, this will never go anywhere. And it was Crocs that were featured in like the most premonition-esque movie of our lifetime.
Movie.
That's hilarious. And that also
itself.
shows people are following people and they're like, well, this is fashion. It's like, no, just because everyone's wearing it doesn't mean they look good.
I thought the whole thing was they never looked good, but aren't they just comfortable and convenient?
But at what point did we sacrifice fashion for comfort, Joe?
I'm just saying, I think, they're unique and they're comfortable.
They can
I've
be
never
both.
worn them.
It's like the Kanye ones too.
Oh,
those ones.
Yeezys?
They're like
Those
the same. They're on the same like level as that.
ugly,
They're
like
both
the foam.
ugly. A lot of fashion, honestly, is ugly.
That's true. Like
That's
Balenciaga and like
Because they're
before.
trolling us.
Yeah.
That is a joke, and this is the longest running joke ever.
How much we'll pay for something so hideous,
True.
and it's like thousands of
Maybe
dollars.
they're making fun of us. Like, they're like, I'm famous and rich. I'm going to design this, put it out into the world, and people will just buy it. Because
that's what happened.
Because I'm Tom Ford. I don't know if Tom Ford says that, but I'm assuming he has.
He had made the assembly line.
I know, he really did. What about you, Joe? What are your...
I think Cameron got my joke. I want to say this about fashion.
I got it. I just didn't think it was funny.
Well, Camry did a head turn away from the mic. That's how funny she thought that
Pause.
was.
It's a reference for something she said the other day. That's why I was laughing because we were trying to figure out.
Well, it doesn't matter why. Let's not overanalyze it. It was a great
the
joke.
5-day work week, and I was like, "Oh, Tom Ford, that dick," and I was like, "Wait, Tom Ford didn't make the 5." Yeah, anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I would like to
Inside
say
joke.
this
Henry
about
Ford.
fashion.
Anyway, go on.
I would like to say this about fashion is that I think anytime I say something strongly like that looks stupid, then I kind of end up liking it at some point. Like it comes around. Like I first started seeing those. I'm still not there yet, but I'm closer. These big pants that people wear, like Harry Styles, he wears giant parachute dress pants. And I'm like, I'm still not there where I would wear it. But now I'm kind of like, sometimes I'm like, oh, that guy kind of looks cool. So I can't speak ill of fashion.
Okay.
Because fashion might come to me at any moment and say, sir, now you're fashion.
But
and then I'm a little behind on the trends. People say you should not wear that anymore. And I say, I don't care. I'm wearing Crocs, dude.
I feel like those pants aren't bad. They're just like, you can't wear them just to work like nilly-willy. You know, like Harry Styles is on stage doing stuff.
That's true. And
That's like a performance outfit.
He probably
he's not
wears the
just.
same thing to Walgreens.
I mean,
okay?
I've seen pictures of him in Walgreens. Normal like sweatpants. You know, like a normal person.
You've seen him in sweatpants?
Yeah, I was
Great.
We're dating.
It's also Terry Styles. I think he can kind of get away with
Terry
a lot.
Styles.
Terry Styles.
I did not say Terry.
Whoa.
Roll the clip back.
I said it's Terry.
I heard
Styles.
Terry, to be honest.
Okay,
We
you
all,
should go to
okay, let's
Joe.
vote. Jen?
Even
Harry or
Brandon, our
Terry?
producer, heard Terry Styles.
And he has headphones on.
I'm merely a guest here.
Okay, well.
No one shows up to dinner and then critiques the appetizers.
true.
Well, we want your opinion on this podcast. And did the woman say Harry or Terry?
I heard Styles.
Okay.
Styles. His
Speaking-
last name is Style.
Yes, maybe that's why it works. But again, I think that was just an example, those big pants. But there's so many fashion trends where I'm like, oh, I would never wear that. Then I wear it.
The 90s are, like 90s and 2000s are coming back.
They're,
like,
they're coming
heavily.
back. The 2000s, especially, like,
Which is
if
weird.
we go back, I will say I'm fine with that, whatever. But if we go back, to dresses on top of jeans. That's where I draw the line.
I forgot about that. Dude, why did we do that?
Ashley Tisdale, sorry, girly. What were you doing?
I mean, I
know a lot of people did it,
guilty
but
of doing that.
on the red carpet. But no, yeah. It was bad.
Or like, remember wearing like not the socks, but like the sock kind of texture on your the glove things. What were we doing?
Yes.
As a former 2000s emo kid who wore Jacos and all of the unnecessary trends, I apologize for all the predecessors of fashion. But you know what? That shit was comfortable.
Well,
it was like cargo shorts for women. You had 18 pockets. It was great.
Didn't they say, or there was like an article talking about how that was like the darkest timeline of fashion, basically?
Makes sense.
I would think, because also when we were younger, that's how we looked. And now kids nowadays, they're cute. I'm like, that's not fair. You don't get to
Well, that's
look
because
cute.
they get to see and they you can look up fashion trends. We didn't have that. We were just blindly doing stuff.
We had Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, having no eyebrows for some reason.
We would watch an episode of The OC, go to Old Navy and try to recreate whatever the heck was just on.
That is so true.
Old Navy was cutting edge fashion.
It was.
I got a flag shirt every 4th of July that said the year.
Yes, seriously. I did that.
Our whole family. It's like mid-June. We're going to get our flag shirts.
Are we in the same family?
Well, the
You
flag.
guys look similar.
I could see it.
Cousin? 15 seconds.
Okay, 15 seconds. Last thoughts. Anyone who wants
I don't know, man. I guess wear what you want.
Unless
Sure
you're
affects me.
She said
Except
unless it's
my
Crocs.
eyes. Unless it's Crocs. Then go to hell.
Terry Styles.
Terry Styles.
Got her.
God.
High-fived on that one, and she can't rebut it. Because the time's up, sister.
Don't call me sister.
Well,
That was a hate crime.
we're related. We're related.
But then you have to have the hard sister, not sister.
Did I say? What
You're
did
like
I say?
sister.
I didn't. Okay, check the tape on that one.
We'll check it on Terry Styles and that.
TerryStyles.com. That better be available. Okay. Now, this is a conversation because we all work near each other except Camry. And I think one day this came up organically and Jen had a lot to say. So we're going to do it now for the record, for the people who love the podcast. Can you name your own penis? Start the clock.
I can.
Well, this is to Jen.
My metaphysical penis, I feel as though.
Yeah, Ken won, if you want me to phrase it that way.
I feel like it's much like a nickname, right? Like you can't decide that for yourself. I think that it needs to kind of be like you're knighted with your peen name kind of a thing. Like, granted, if you luck out and your first girlfriend's got a really good imagination, aces, chances are you might end up with a really bad nickname. But
So I agree with that. But then also, I named my boobs.
that's fair.
So what's,
sexist.
it's
Gotham
You said
City.
that's
it's Zach and
Metropolis.
Cody.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Which I
Sweet.
think is strange.
The sweet life of Zach and Cody. That's the way it is. But why can I name my boobs and not my metaphorical penis?
Thank
Have you named your vagina?
That would
I'm
be
naming
like
right now.
more.
Kevin.
Like, I feel like we're more on a, name to name basis with our titties sometimes because you're so close. You have to acknowledge them regularly.
She is definitely like a get. Like I'm not like always talking to her.
Right. It's
hanging
weird
out.
if you lean down and try to have a condo that way.
But men, I feel like see that mofo all the time. Like that thing's just out and about, ready all the time.
It's a functional thing. We have to urinate out of it.
We
all
do
the
too,
time.
though. But we don't have to hold on to it. Do we?
I've been doing this wrong.
Like, wait, what are you guys doing?
I just,
like a tiny
ours
little-
is a multifunction device. Camry, can I name my own penis?
It's a Swiss Army knife, if you will.
Yeah, I agree with like the whole nickname thing, but it's also like when you talk about naming it, is it just for when you're like in the act, or are you just like walking around like, hey, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Well, you're not talking to your thing.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be.
It has to be a sexual act.
then
That's why it's weird.
Could be
Do
sexual.
you say it, or do you just make?
Well, Robin-
not make her say it, but
Robin Williams, he was like, "Oh, Mr. Happy," and that was just in his. Oh, hi. Should I do that impression anymore? Maybe not.
R.I.P.
Okay, I do want to say this. Let's bring some data in here. Metro.co.uk, everyone's favorite source for this kind
They're
of
always made up
information.
sources. I
They
swear.
said 60% of respondents said they have a name for their penis. But then I didn't read this article, but Rupert Myers at The Guardian wrote, "Men, if you name your penis, you're a tool." So we
Also
have a
a good
lot
name
of
for penises.
negative thoughts, but I would like to get to my list and sort of workshop what I've been thinking, see if any stand out to you.
Wait, before you go.
Okay, great.
Just before you go, I do think it is weird if I were about to be intimate with a man and he's like, you can call him Dr. Ringo. I'll be like,
agree.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Context is important.
Dr. Ringo adding to the list.
Framing
Very
it is
good.
very important. I don't think you're coming into the conversation like, say hello to Mr. Happy. That's fucking weird. The delivery is important.
Oh, Mr. Happy.
But, I feel like within conversation, it can
I
be fun
think
to
it-
reference to.
I think it's like within maybe boys to boys, or if you're like in a married relationship. Because if I was married, we had an inside joke. I'm like, give me.
Yeah, you tell George I'll see him later.
Doodle doo. I don't know. You know what I mean? Then,
Code word.
but if someone's just coming up to me with like their name, that is a huge
Because
red
if
flag.
it's stupid, chances are they named it themselves. Speaking of Joe, has anyone ever given you a name? Did any of those land on this list, or are you just taking helm of your own ship, so to
I
speak
try not
here?
to speak of it mostly.
he's scared of it.
It's
He's not
it's a
looked down.
Voldemort of sorts.
Add that to the
He
list.
shall not be. Yeah, he
gets
shall
it,
not
gets
be
it.
named. Okay,
Your
let me
girl's a
just.
lucky girl.
I think I'll just run through, and then at the end of the list, maybe we'll go back to the ones that stand
Are
out.
you trying to name yours right now?
Well, if any
don't
of
feel
these seem to fit, I mean, I know
I
Jen
love group
basically.
activities.
Yeah, but imagine he's like with his girlfriend. He's like, well, a group of girls named my penis. We gotta go with that one.
He's like, your friends.
your friends help me name
People
my
you know, and
sex
it's-
instrument.
on a podcast. Okay, here we go. Mark Zuckerberg and the Winklevoss twins.
I feel like you might be finished before you even get that name out.
Dwayne. See, speaking of words I don't like cock, but Dwayne the Cock Johnson.
Solid.
Mr. Megorium and the Wonder Emporiums.
It's fun.
You made these up?
Yeah, I made these up. Just literally like 30 minutes ago. The Blair Dick Project. Lionel Richie. The Wizard of Rod.
Does this sound like
Richie
sex?
What?
This is
just-
jump over that.
What?
It was just Lionel Richie.
It's just
Lionel Richie. It's iconic.
But these just seem like movie porn titles.
Well, okay, that's your opinion. Again, this is a workgood We're going to find
All right,
the winner.
go on.
Okay, Glenn. Calculus, because it's hard.
Hey.
Sorry. The Good,
I
the
like
Bad,
that.
and the Ugly.
Nope.
Mystery Machine. Hanson.
What's that? No!
We're going
What?
Wait, why?
What? They're all different sizes with golden hair. I
They
mean,
were
that's...
children when they were famous.
Okay, well, they're
You
fully
might as well
adults.
just call it the cock.
Okay.
That's
good.
good.
Oh, you like that?
On the spot like that.
Okay, I got surprisingly a bunch more. Well, you guys know the character Mr. Magoo. What about Mr. My Goo? Again,
leave
this is
again.
a
I'm
workshop.
leaving again.
No,
The second you bring secretions in, buddy.
exactly.
Lord of the Rings and the Two Towers.
Wait.
Again,
That sounds like
I didn't know. Okay. And then sometimes I feel like I saw online someone called their penis like Mount Vesuvius. And I was like, maybe you're setting the bar too high. So some of these, my final ones are like to lower the bar so they're not
Okay.
disappointed. Adequate Jones,
Okay.
Old Reliable, Mr. Acceptable, and
That.
Dr. Tolerable.
I think
Okay.
Mr. Acceptable is the way to go for you.
Yeah.
It's not too scary.
Now
like,
I'm insulted, but okay.
it took this long?
I do like Glenn.
I do like Glenn. It sticks
I
out.
also liked Lionel Richie just because it was Lionel
Yeah,
Richie.
honestly,
Yeah.
I think the funnier ones are just the random names.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because when they're too, again, if you're naming your thing for sexual pleasures, I don't want to be involved in this in any way, shape, or form because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're a Ken doll down there in my point of view because that's just, our friendship.
Thank you.
But if it's just for fun, yeah, I like the averagely
Well,
tolerable,
of course it's fun.
adequately Jonesy penis. I
the
don't
one.
know what I'm doing, Jones penis.
Where am I, Jones penis?
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice the time because that list was quite long. But thank you, Jen, so much. We really got to learn, I think, a lot about you and about the world in general.
And your penis.
Yeah,
Too
I
much. So.
Well, we
don't.
didn't.
Yeah.
We spoke generally about it, but yes. Thank you for your help. Anything you want to plug about yourself?
Ooh, I feel like I'd like to plug nothing after that last bit. So
You don't want anything at gaping right now?
Not a bit.
She's like, it's actually very close to
I am just sopping with confusion.
Oh no.
Oh no, we've
But
gone
thank
too
you.
far.
It's been lovely getting to know you on a very different level that I will choose to forget. Welcome, repressed memories. You've got a new friend.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Subscribe
to our
follow.
Sopping podcast.
Okay. I was trying to do a real outro, but we'll save it for next time.
Bye.